me, it's the people that I can listen to more. So for me, my biggest influences in rugby have been Lois Forsell and Andrea Dobson and Kirsty Moroney, purely because they're the people that I kind of looked at when I moved to rugby league. They were the people that I were playing with or playing against that I wanted to be like. Andy Dobson is renowned for her tackling, and her resilience on the pitch is just ridiculous. And to play with her and against her, you learn so much. And she's the one person that, if I was feeling a bit down internationally, she would never be the arm around the shoulder type person. She'd just question you and make you think a bit differently. She was a great captain. Lois I've played with at Bradford, at Leeds, and at England, and I'm really grateful to, because her knowledge of the game is just ridiculous. And the same with Kirsty Moroney and that type of people. And then when I was playing rugby union, I was really lucky enough to play with Vicky Fleetwood and Emily Scarrett, who both play for England now. And again, the same type of thing. You know, when you're on the field, you play with experienced people. They are your teammates, but they're also that helping hand and the guidance that you need. So I think for me, it's all about how you can use the people around you, and they have and will always be a massive. I'll always be grateful to play with Lois and Andy, especially in World Cup, when it's the toughest experience you can probably have played in. Yeah, I started out as a PE teacher, and my PE teachers were the ones that I didn't have the easiest life growing up in terms of home life. And so my outlet was staying at school and doing after school clubs. And my PE teachers got me involved in any and every possible after school club going. I went from the chess club to netball to hockey to swimming to gymnastics to athletics to rugby, football. So yeah, my PE teachers were massive in that, and yeah, I was really grateful. And then when I went to university, I had a lecturer, and she was just probably an older version of me, in the sense that she didn't believe there was any cap on anybody, regardless of your social background. She didn't believe that anybody, and she was just like, well, why do you believe that? She was like, you're small-minded, you're narrow-minded if you believe, because where you come from is going to cap where you go in your life. And I was like, oh, that's quite a bold thing to say. And then probably the biggest influence in my life is my best friend, Jenny. She has been my best friend since I was 11. And I think the one person that loves me unconditionally and doesn't know anything about rugby, but will come and watch me, doesn't know anything about teaching, is absolutely terrible at sports, but he's the one person that will be there all the time, and she'll just be like, yeah, keep going, you can do it. And I think that's, for me, is somebody that will just support you wholeheartedly, whatever you do, you know, but could not be more opposite than me if she tried to be. So yeah, I've been really lucky, I think, with the people around me, quite close. Yeah, I think it's mega. Like, I work with a great team at school, and obviously at the minute it's not the easiest environment to be in. And I work with a group of women who every day either pick me up, or if I'm questioning something, we don't give each other the answer. We challenge each other constantly. We question it. Or it might just be at the end of the day, we might sit and play. Honestly, it's like a game of Rummy Cub at the end of the day, just to chill out, you know, and stuff like that. But recently I've been in contact with a young girl that I've walked out at Headingley with twice. She's not been very well, and her parents contacted me to say she's not had, you know, great news. It's been a difficult situation for her. She's been in and out of hospital. Can you send her a message to pick her up? And you forget, don't you, that actually you can help somebody else as well, and you can pick them up. So it's been really nice to not only help them out, but also be supported where I am as well. Sometimes I think in sport it's natural. I think like rugby's, you know, I grew up with 3 brothers, so I didn't know that I was a woman as such, in the sense that I would struggle with anything until, and I think I remember it being back 96 or 97 when Leeds Rhinos were Leeds Rhinos, and my brother and I stood in the South Stand as season ticket holders. He was a mad rugby fan. He played rugby league, played rugby union. And I just went to him, I want to play on the field. And he just turned around and said, you never will do. You're never going to play at Headingley because you're a woman. And I didn't understand what he meant at the time. And I was like, I think I was about 12 or 13. And I was like, what do you mean I'm never going to play here because I'm a woman? He's like, you'll never play at this ground because you're a girl. And I was so confused by that. And I was like, stubborn, because I've got 3 brothers and that's my life. I was like, yeah, I'll prove you wrong. And he was like, I'm really, really sorry. And that was it. He genuinely thought that, you know, women's rugby wasn't a huge thing, and there was the odd team around, but nobody really heard about it. I remember 2018 when we got to play at Headingley, I rang him and I was like, guess what I'm going to do? and that was a real kind of, not turning point, but the realization that, you know, at 12, 13 years old, I'd been told I couldn't do something because I was a girl. And it affected me in the sense that I always thought it was unfair. But then look how times have changed and it's been great. And then I think in my career, when I was head of PE, I was head of PE of a department of 4 other men. And it was a constant battle of, I was never discriminated against or anything like that. It was just one woman, and they were like, oh, I always got how do you control these men, or how do you get these men to listen to you? And it was that kind of ideal that obviously women get told what to do or whatever like that. And it used to be quite, not offensive, because I don't think I'm easily offended. It was just more annoying that my leadership qualities were questioned because I was a woman rather than because of how good I was or how experienced I was. But it was never anything major. I've been quite lucky, I think. And like the kids at school all laugh at me. They're always like, oh, are you a man really, miss? Because they see rugby as, they don't see women's sport. But the more they've seen clips of me on YouTube and stuff, they are respecting it more. And I'm managing to change the stereotypes as well now. So the kids now, instead of seeing me as Miss, you're a beast, which I probably would have got a few years ago, the kids are like, oh, don't mess with Miss. She's stronger than us, or she's fitter than us, or she's faster than us. Which is probably not the truth, but if that's what their perception of me is, that's great, I think. Like, they don't see me as a big woman that plays rugby. They see me as somebody that's athletic and strong and works quite hard, which is really lovely. I think I am, you know, I'm not somebody, if somebody came up to me and were like, oh, you're this, you're that, and the other, I'd probably be like, okay, why do you think that? And, you know, I'm some of these people that are a bit diplomatic in the sense, I'd give me your reasons why, and then I'll offer you a suggestion of like, oh, well, come and watch and let me know what you think. But, you know, you forget when you play at Headingley and then you walk over to see your friends or your family at the end of a match, like we do in every game, and you've got girls asking for your picture, it's still like you have to remind yourself that actually now you are a role model and you are somebody that is giving somebody an aspiration, or you're making their dreams kind of a possibility now. And like at 12 or 13, I wanted to be like Barry McDermott because I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I thought he was brutal. I thought he was fast, and maybe so that because I could help, you know, fight my brothers. I don't know. But, you know, that he was an inspiration to me. But actually now, if I get somebody that looks at me like I looked at any of those players, I just think it's quite overwhelming. It's quite, wow. Like that being said, if I can inspire one girl to play because they've watched me play at Headingley, then that'd be wicked. So an average week, I'll probably leave the house Monday about 7 o'clock in the morning, go to school, plan my lessons or get ready for the day. Generally have a full day here because we don't have any time off like normal schools have different lessons off. We kind of work straight through from 8:30 when we start the briefing and the kids start coming in up until 2:30. And then from 2:30 till about 4 o'clock, I'll review the day, do any paperwork, prep for the next day. And then at the minute, I'm really lucky because I've got a gym at school. So I'll go to the gym for a session and then drive home, which, you know, it takes me up to like 40 minutes sometimes. Prep food, eat my dinner, shower, make sure I'm ready for the next day, and catch some sleep. And then that's Monday, Wednesday, Fridays generally. And then the same as that, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays, stay at school till probably a little bit later, 5:30ish, drive straight down to Kirkstall, train with the girls for a couple of hours, which then generally means you hang around a little bit because you're chatting away. I'll probably not get home till 9ish, 9:15, by which time shower and bed and set yourself up. And then Saturday's quite quiet. If you've got a game day on a Sunday, Saturdays are spent doing your catching up on all your chores and your adulting and trying to, I don't know, keep your house in check. I'm not very good at that bit yet, but I make an attempt. And then Saturday night, your game prep. So you're back into the kind of swing of meal prep, packing my bag. I've got my routines that I like to do beforehand and things I like to eat and things I like to watch. And then game day Sunday, which means for the next Monday, you want to try and fit in some recovery time, which might mean I'll leave home an hour early and probably pop to the gym and go for like a swim or a steady run or walk on the treadmill just to stretch out before the day so I don't get stiff because I'm cracking on a bit now. Eat, sleep, repeat for the season.
I got it on my bars. Yeah, I'm
know. I do question myself sometimes, but I love it. I just absolutely love it. I think I've really, really struggled during lockdown, and it made me question whether I wanted to play rugby or not, or whether I wanted to train again or not. But actually, what I was missing was my teammates, and having a little specs where we went back and saw each other. I remember Ant and Dave said to me, "You feeling all right?" at the end of the session. I was like, "Yeah, why?" And they were like, "Is your face sore?" And I was like, "Is my face sore? Have I been hit? What's happened?" And they were like, "You have not stopped smiling the whole hour." And I was like, "Oh, you know what? Like, I've literally had the time of my life." Whether we stand on the AstroTurf and chat for an hour with them, or I'm running around with a ball in my hand, there's nothing that feels like it. It's my release. I'll have quite a challenging job. You know, I work with quite vulnerable children sometimes, and it's psychologically quite heavy, and that's my release. And that's what I like to do. That's me relaxing. That's me chilling out. Is training or being with the girls and playing. So I'm coming to an age now where I'm probably going to have to think about retiring, and it's worrying me. It really worries me because I absolutely love it. I can't see myself doing anything else, and I cannot wait to get back with them. It's a high five to yourself, isn't it? Or a high five to the women. That's what it is. It's just a high five. It's a 24-hour massive high five to anybody that is juggling work, sport, life, pandemic. You know, if you're doing it and you're surviving, high five yourself. That's what I think it is, genuinely. Like, I'm all right with misconceptions. I'm all right with people thinking that women are one way or another because of the sport they play. It's irrelevant. That's irrelevant on International Women's Day. It literally is just a massive high five to any woman out there that's surviving. Give yourself a high five.